Mr. Bezos, according to your testimony, the marketplace is competitive, but Amazon controls as much as 75% of all online marketplace sales. An eMarketer, a source you cited to us in submissions to this committee, reports that Amazon has nearly 7 times the market share of its closest competitor. Isn't it true that small businesses have no real option but to rely on Amazon to connect with customers and make online sales?
Online marketplace is always a good thing for shoppers, but not everyone is so happy.
Amazon Prime Day is just another reminder of the challenges facing some small businesses.
It can feel like we're in a golden age of small business startups, but that isn't actually the case. The rate at which new businesses are being created has actually been steadily falling since the 1970s. And I would argue that one of the reasons for that is that big businesses have been getting even bigger.
Starbucks has catapulted from one coffee bean shop in Seattle to a sprawling $80 billion business over the last 47 years. Starbucks sales account for 57% of the total cafe market. Yes, 57%. Nearly 2/3 of all coffee sold at cafes in the U.S. comes from a Starbucks.
Revenue has dropped 32%. And hundreds of companies that received government PPP loans have filed for bankruptcy since August, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Maybe it's not that big of a surprise then that estimates range from 50 to 85 pounds as being the amount of product that consumers throw out the door, throw away each year. And globally, 4 billion pounds of textile waste is put into landfills each year.
Hola, mi nombre es Celina Hernández, dueña de Chiquita Café. Esta es Lexi Celine, próxima futura dueña de Chiquitas Café.
So, hi, my name is Belinda, and this is El Puesto ST. We're on Instagram, follow us. It's me and my sister. I am half of El Puesto ST, and I also have my brand Culturology. So follow us on Instagram. Hope to see you guys out here.
So my name is Claudia Rodriguez Bazanski. I am the owner of Soloka. Okay, so I am 35 years old. I was born in 1985. I am a Cancer, so I'm a July baby. I am first generation, so my parents were both immigrants from Guadalajara.
I just turned 36. I just had a birthday on Sunday, and I am first generation Mexican American here in the United States.
Tengo 31 años y soy mexicana, pero me hice residente. Espero pronto ya hacerme ciudadana.
So I started my shop back in 2013. We had a location in Bankers Hill, and I basically started it because I didn't go to college, and I kind of figured the only way that I would be successful is if I opened up a business. And my dad made it look really easy because he was, he was an entrepreneur, super ambitious. And I kind of figured if I open up a shop, people will just come, and it wasn't like that. And so we've been in business for 8 years, and it's difficult, you have like your little ups and downs and stuff like that. But yeah, I just basically opened it up because I thought, why not? Like, this would be like the way of really kind of redeeming myself for not going to college,
Y pero no sabía cómo ponerle, y entonces uno de su amigo de él, que se llama John, me dijo, pues ponle Chiquita, chocolate. Pero así es como le llamé a mis chocolates, Chiquita Chocolate. Y ya después, cuando ya abrí el café, dije, pues ¿cómo lo voy a poner? No, pues así se quedó como Chiquita Café. Me encantó la idea y no la aproveché, y nunca me imaginé que iba a suceder lo que está pasando ahorita. Obviamente que me está yendo muy bien y la verdad me cambió la vida.
it's a really unique shop because like a third of it is just retail, and then the rest of it is all production. And so we make everything here. We are slow fashion, so basically we cut and sew everything here. Everything that we do create from scratch is basically made out of materials that we're gonna get thrown into a landfill. And so we basically rescue fabric, you know, and then we make something fun out of it. And so yeah, everything basically is made here. And then we're in that unique position because we get to basically test out our products before we actually go into like larger productions.
So me and my sister sell a lot of stuff we make ourselves, including like vintage that I curate the whole collection for that, and then I make art on my laptop and I put those images, a lot of like hip hop and pop culture icons on t-shirts, on stickers, on pins, and birthday cards. And that's kind of where I started. The birthday cards and the pins were kind of the first thing I did, and then my sister curates the Huarache collection and she designs and makes baby clothes as well.
Cuando yo abrí mi café, pues obviamente empecé solamente con café y poquitos pastries. Ahorita ya nos expandimos, ahora ya tenemos un menú súper grande. Saqué mis productos de chamoy. Tengo ya rim chamoy, ahorita tengo 2 sabores, tamarindo, mango. Vendo stickers, bolsas, keychains, de todo. Y me gusta porque también puedo ayudar a la comunidad. Muchas de las cosas que vendo aquí son de loco a artists o gente que es de mi comunidad aquí, y yo les compro para también ayudarles y los vendo aquí.
Really enjoy doing, you know, more sustainable fashion because I feel like the fashion industry really kind of like screwed us over in the sense where it's like they're so, like their turnaround time is so fast, and so they're usually having like 52, you know, looks coming out a year as opposed to like seasonal looks, which is it's supposed to be 4.
Sustainability for me, I think kind of just always was there when there really wasn't a word for it growing up. I grew up, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, so we grew up having to be resourceful, passing down clothes, and I think that mindset kind of just stuck with me.
So basically I started basically the whole sustainability thing out of necessity. So my mom has 6 kids. We were super poor, you know, and I was always into like the punk scene and really like enjoyed that kind of music, and you know, really wanted to have like a totally different wardrobe than everyone else. And so I was going to thrift stores, taking things apart, putting them back together, and so it was basically a necessity.
So we have the shop, and I also have a full-time job, so I've been balancing both, and it's been a lot, but it's been a really, really fun experience.
Aquí vivo, también es una propiedad súper grande, y como te digo, él me ha dado la oportunidad de superarme, de salir adelante, porque pues obviamente si estoy aquí y en otro lugar es un poco difícil, ¿verdad? Especialmente ahorita con el precio de todo, ahorita que está ya todo bien caro aquí. Y sí, aquí estamos viviendo y trabajando y echándole ganas. Pues prefiero tenerlos aquí y batallar que no mirarlos todo el día. Y pues como te dije, ellos fueron mi inspiración, bueno, mi hijo. Por eso fui que yo quise abrir el café, porque no quería regresar a trabajar, pero quería estar con mi niño todo el tiempo.
I've always loved the idea of a live-work area, and so we really enjoy it, and so we were like, hey, you know what, it would make it easier if we could live and we could work in the same place. And so we actually moved in around November, so before the pandemic, and so we really enjoy it. Like, it's so convenient for us, and it allows for the whole family to be in one place all at the same time. So yeah, it's amazing. I like it.
Dije, quiero hacer algo diferente, quiero traer a mi cultura de regreso, y fue cuando dije, pues voy a traer cosas que a nosotros los mexicanos nos gustan y que viene ya de tiempo, sabores, y fue como escogí, que fue lo de horchata, chocolate mexicano. Uso un montón de dulces tradicionales que conocemos desde chiquitos.
Having like these phrases really like allows ourselves to like hold representation. You know, I think that representation is like huge, you know, and I feel like sometimes, you know, we do embroider stuff on like a sweater that says Brown Queen, and I've been asked like, do you think that it makes people feel uncomfortable? And to me, I'm like, well, we've been like held to feel uncomfortable our whole entire lives, you know? And so if someone feels a little uncomfortable, then it's something that like obviously for us, we've had to feel uncomfortable our whole entire lives, you know? So it's kind of like, well, welcome to the club. Hey, you know, we're moving to Barrio Logan, and they were like, oh my God, it's so dangerous there. You know, like, why would you move there? But it's like, it's actually the opposite. It's like, there's so much community here and so many people getting involved and so many people doing amazing things, you know? And so I think that we are given that opportunity to change the narrative for that.
So many female owned businesses here, and I think that's something that's just amazing that I'm not seeing anywhere else, where there's this much concentration of female, of Latino owned places. So I think that change has been incredible. It's amazing to see.
Having like the park as an example of like, hey, you know what, like this was all community, and like we really need to stick to like that, you know, like we really need to remember why we're really here. And so I think as we grow, we tend to forget sometimes like what our purpose is. And it's always really good to have like those little reminders. We started it out of necessity. We have a few organizations here in the neighborhood that basically we reached out and we're like, hey, you know, a lot of the businesses are closing down. I lost both my neighbors on the right and the left. And so I just, you know, since I live and work here, like I was seeing like how there was like no one coming here. And so I basically reached out to all the business owners and I said, hey, I have this great idea. Maybe we could all do it together, and called a meeting, and, you know, didn't expect anyone to show up because I'm not anyone special. So, you know, we had a meeting and people showed up, and then I was like, hey, we could basically like, you know, mirror this model that they're doing in other cities where everyone's moving outside. And so we basically said, hey, let's move outside. Like I watched the video how to do it, and like we could all do it. And we said, let's meet up next week. And then no one showed up. And then all of a sudden I'm like, it's okay, we'll still keep doing it. And so that's basically created so like that we could all survive during a pandemic and create like a really strong business community. Because I feel like, you know, it's really important to have a business community that's strong, especially in an area where there's a lot of development coming in.
Like a little outdoor market where everybody can come and hang out, and there's such a diverse set of vendors. It's a fun day, and a lot of handmade stuff that people themselves that are out there vending made themselves. I think that's so important too, to have that connection, to see the vendors and see their final product. Well, my message to anybody who wants to get into art or do their business or just follow their dreams, just do it. I think you'll never be ready to do it. You'll never feel like, you know, good enough, or like my talent is there. But if you just go for it, your talent will get there.
Yo creo que trabajar juntos como una comunidad es bien importante.
Like in communities like this, it's really important for everyone to get together and to voice their opinions, their concerns, all that kind of stuff. And so I feel like us really having these conversations and talking about what bothers us and what we, you know, really enjoy, and what we, you know, all that kind of stuff, like all the constructive criticism that you should be getting. I think that really helps as a community, because it's like we need to have open dialogues about that kind of stuff. We need communication, and communication in any kind of community is essential.